This is Macy, my dog. She came from a dump yard about 10 years ago. She's a little mixed breed. I'm one of the emergency and critical care specialists, and I work with very sick patients in the ICU and help receive emergency cases.
Barbara Matan is one of the doctors at North Star Vets.
You're a good girl.
Pets can find all kinds of ways to get hurt, and North Star Vets sees hundreds of these cases each week.
Tiny scratch or like a superficial abrasion on the paw pad or a scrape, you can probably manage at home with a little bit of like diluted betadine. If you dilute it to like a weak iced tea, it doesn't burn, it's a good antiseptic. But if you have a deeper wound or a bigger wound or a large gaping wound, then the core things we want to do is cover it over, prevent the dog from licking it, prevent the wound from drying out, and keeping the tissue kind of protected from like dirt and in the environment. And then if they're bleeding, if there's a lot of excessive bleeding, if you have some cloth or a towel or even an article of clothing where you can kind of wrap it directly over the area that's bleeding, not above because you can actually make it bleed more, but directly over where it's bleeding and then applying pressure, just direct pressure to that area and then bringing them in so that we can see what we need to do. So if they have other types of trauma, if they have like a fracture, you want to try to minimize their movement. If you can, depending on the size of the dog, maybe putting them in a small box, or if it's a big dog and has been hit by a car, maybe putting them on a board to bring them in to try to minimize their mobility, to try to keep them comfortable until they can get in and be stabilized and evaluated. And if your dog ever does suffer trauma, a lot of people will ask over the phone if they can give any over-the-counter medications, and we always strongly discourage that because a lot of human medications can cause a lot of problems for dogs like kidney failure and severe stomach ulcers. So we definitely avoid giving any over-the-counter human medications unless you're directly advised to do so by your veterinarian.
More information is available at www.northstarvets.com. And the team at North Star will continue to help keep pets alive and well with their families.
I like the success stories. I like the ones that we can save. Some of them have really critical illness that are really challenging, and being able to return a pet to their family is hugely rewarding.